Hello everybody, we're going to try and take on Leela Queen odds today. I don't think, I tried one game in 1 minute, it's suicidal, you can't do it, the computer's too fast. So I'm going to try 1+1, see how that holds up. Right, so I'm going to be black, and the increment is 1+1, so that might give me a chance, right? Okay. It does make a massive difference if you've got a little bit of increment. Okay, let's just go there, try and exchange. Oops. The hell is this? Take at once. Aha. Very clever. Block that rook somehow, maybe here. Okay, I'm gonna get. I blundered. Yeah, problem with the time. Yeah, I resigned that one. I mean, it's ridiculous how quick it is. Okay, let's have another game. I should be able to beat it eventually. Okay, let's go here. This. So I take. There's bishop a3, exchanging. Maybe a5 and b5 go for the attack. Probably going to do this, right? a4, we're going to open up lines. So once f5. Bishop a3, just keep. Okay, this should be winning somehow. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Just gonna take that. Before. Okay, start with this. Panic just yet. Phew! Okay, I did manage to win that one. That was actually very close at the end. I was getting very short of time. Right, let's have another go. Right. It's a massive advantage to be. I should have just taken a pawn. What am I doing? Of course, absolutely moronic. Just exchange some pieces. Yeah, actually I could even do this, right? This is totally winning. 2 pieces up. But it's probably suicidal to give up the queen so early. It's amazing how well it defends, just completely incredible. Alright, let's undermine its pawns. Okay, let's just drag the bishop out. I want to go f5. Okay, that's. What am I doing? Really careless. I might even give out the exchange here. Ah, blundered. Okay, I mouse slipped. Yeah, but I was kind of under pressure anyway. So that was a poor game. Yeah, I think 1 + 1 is, even this is kind of suicidal, right? It's a very fast time. I mean, I don't know how Nakamura does 1 minute plat. It's just like incredible. He's so fast. That's the thing. He's so quick with a mouse. And he's just a very good player, full stop. But I think for most mortal humans, it's just too much. I'm going to grab that. Okay, c5, go for the attack. Yep, that's decent. Right. I could even go d4, just block the attack. Takes c4 or something. Yeah, knight f7 is probably, no, I don't want to blunder that. Okay, we're going to go there. I was actually made a move, sorry. Oh, I forgot about the bishop coming there. That's quite nasty. Yeah, it always finds a way, right? It always finds a way. Just so short of time now. Like, how does it do it? How does it do it? I don't get it. Yeah, I resign that one. I'm just so short of time. Like, I think it's just not enough time, right? Or maybe I'm too slow, like intuitively. what's all this? Okay, I'm just taking that as bullshit. Okay, well, yeah, it wants. Now this is totally winning, right? Mind you, so is the starting position. So it's, yeah, I'm a little bit worried about bishop. It's kind of annoying. Okay, maybe knight here. I'm going to try and get this queen out of the pin. It's kind of made this a little bit awkward, more awkward than it should be. Yeah, it's also really stupid to allow this. I mean, I'm starting to fall apart now. Yeah, it's a bad game by me actually. I'm not even sure I'm better anymore. This is so bad. Even though it's not even won any material back. I don't think. I've just played this so poorly. It's so active now. Yeah, it's not what you want. You don't want this level of activity. I've resigned that one. Something went horribly wrong in the opening there. So you need to get a good opening against it. It's kind of depressing actually that humans are so much weaker than these machines now. See that move I missed as well. Okay. Yeah, don't give out the queen that easily. Ah, this is bad. Yeah, I think 1+1, I'm just not good enough at 1+1. Maybe I'm just weak at 1+1. Now the challenge is to get a winning position. Okay, this is just garbage. It's what it's doing here. Just go there, take. Here. I should take. Oh my god, what am I doing? I mean, it's the one advantage of being a queen up, that if you blunder the queen sometimes you're still doing well. But of course, now it's game on. Yeah, always found the most annoying move like that for example. Most annoying fucking move. Fucking computer. Right, this should be winning. Like knight d4 is possible. No, hang on. Here we go. Start with a6. Knight g4. h5. Yeah. Okay, let's go here. Ah, so it's really stupid to allow that. Yeah, I mean the resistance it puts up is really ridiculous. So I wanted to go, yeah, it just always finds my plan, finds a way to stop my plan. Like, it's just like a freak from another planet. Like, nothing should be this strong. Like, nothing should be this strong. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is just crazy. It's crazy how strong it is. It's like, how are you supposed to... But again, maybe, yeah, I just don't have enough time, yeah. And I'm under pressure to not mouse slip. Now it doesn't even want to draw, right? Because it realises how weak I am. I mean, you couldn't even make it up, right? Take. Oh, okay, take. Yeah, take. But now it'll win. Yeah, it's just too strong, yeah. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I can't even win a queen up, yeah. I think 1+1 is too much. Okay, could start with a check. Get the queen active. Use that extra queen. Yeah, I'm just not good enough at 1 minute, really. Realistically, to compete with it. It's just too fast. It's too sharp. Bishop d7 maybe. If he goes f5, I thought he would go f5, but okay, that's also possible. Yeah, it's bluffing again, but in a strong way. Yeah, so maybe some move like rook b8. So take. Okay, I even probably should give back a piece at this point. Go like this. Again, like, how does it find the only fucking plan to really cause me problems? D2. Okay, he's got 96, so I've got to stop that. Okay, this is totally winning actually, this position. Like, technically winning. Maybe queen a5 and then... And yeah, it's just like moves like queen b5. Yeah, it doesn't want to allow rook d3 ideas, right? Oh my god, what am I doing? Yeah, this is where I need the extra time because Yeah, so finally got it again. But I think it's just not enough time. What about if I go white? Imagine being this strong, you just win every tournament you'd ever play in. But it is a freak. You know, it's just not normal to be this strong. Could take. No, I don't want to lose a knight. So it's not take. Somebody like, no, I'm letting that pawn go, which is careless. So it's trying to cut my queen off, but I can go there and come back. Maybe somebody like c4. No, I thought, yeah, b5 was good. It's starting to get a bit short of time. Queen c4. Maybe go for the attack now. Okay, this is totally winning, like technically winning. The bishop b6. It's not even especially interesting, right? Or it shouldn't be. Yeah, it's actually a good way to play, right? Maybe I could start with that move. Yeah, he's trying to bluff me again. Knight b4. Okay, what are you doing, computer? What are you doing, Mr. Computer? Okay, I won that one. Okay, let's try again. Maybe it's much harder with white. With black, sorry. Okay, let's play normal moves. Just undermine it, maybe. There's knight b5. Genuinely want to open up the position a little bit. I haven't played this very well, but it's still very good for me, of course. Yeah, I don't really want to allow a4, so let's just go there. Okay, we're going to allow it activity down here. Yeah, this is a kind of annoying move, actually. Okay, but now I can start grabbing material. Yeah. Queen d2. Maybe just... Oh, okay, yeah, now it's got some idea in mind, right? Wants to take this pawn. I thought it had no threat, but okay, I could... No, I don't want to take that. Okay, maybe it's not that big a deal. I'm just going to go here anyway. What's its follow-up? Could even go rook h1 here. Yeah, this is... Okay, no, obviously now... Yeah, maybe this now. No, this is a blunder by me because it's got this, which I'd failed to appreciate. Okay, this should be technically winning, but I've said that before. Maybe rook a6, so he wants to go f5, right? A rook here? So go king g7. Yeah, I'm getting too short of time now. I'm panicking. Of course, I lost the pride of my position, which was the A pawn. Yeah, I just ran out of time there. You know, I started. It's kind of embarrassing, really, when you lose queen up. So let's maybe a3 and try and go b4, yeah? Bishop b2. Queen v3, we castle queenside. f3, start that move. A little bit afraid of knight e1, knight f5 ideas, so can take that. e4. Why not take? Why not take again? Why not knight? Oh no, can't go knight e4 yet, so let's try that. Now knight e4. Okay, queen e3 maybe. Okay, this is winning. Of course, as I know from experience, winning these positions against the engine is not obvious. Okay, starting to come back now. I was at the mouse slip h4. It's still good for me, but not as good as it should have been. Yeah, now I don't like my position. Somehow it feels all wrong because he's going to get f5. Well, it's also not easy to develop. Okay, I can go here. Cast. Okay, a4 to stop b5. Yeah, that mouse slip cost me. This is not a great position against when you're material ahead. I've got to watch b. Yeah, of course it gets counterplay now, right? Wow, that's a very impressive move actually. Let's just play there. Yeah, I don't like this anymore. This has gone wrong. It's got serious counterplay now. Serious counterplay. Yeah, I mean that move as well is just crazy, right? Yeah, this has just gone horribly wrong. I can't even activate the bishop. Yeah, it's gone. No, I think the opening went wrong there. That was poor. Yeah, I think 1+1 is a serious challenge. Like, as you can see, I'm losing more games than I'm winning, right? I think I'd win more games than I'd lose at, say, 3+3 or something like that. So, particularly with white. I mean, white I'd have a huge advantage, but it just goes to show that actually having a material advantage in chess, well, one thing goes to show is that computers are like way stronger than humans. I mean, I'm not a weak human, right? Not by most standards, even though it's making me look weak. But it's making me look very, very ordinary. But yeah, maybe e5 actually. Yeah, it's actually, I want to have this knight square for the knight. Maybe I could start with this move. He's got bishop a6. Yeah, so that's kind of maybe just start with b3 and c3 lever the position. Could always stick the bishop on b5. Maybe start with king a1. I wasn't sure if even f5 is possible. Yeah, and then try and hit the pawn eventually. We start with this. Okay, I'm even going to call this bluff. Yeah, I didn't want to take. Not surprisingly. Knight f3 now. Now I get this. So exchange that bishop. Okay, and get an active. That's what you want with the extra queen. But watch out for this idea going knight e3. I think at the moment I got it covered. And now knight c2 might become a threat. Yeah, hitting the queen again, right? Where do I move the queen? Ah! Okay, draw. I had to bow out there because I just ran out of time. Completely winning again, but first draw. Now I'm tilting because I feel like I should be ahead. You know, but it's very hard to hit. It's like a sort of like a Teflon Don or you know, where it's just very good at dodging your punches. You know, you think you got it on the ropes, and then it's just obviously this is ridiculous that I'm queen up and failing to win, but you know, it's understandable in a way. Okay, want to trade? Okay, just go g3. Let's just get rid of some material. I'm a little bit concerned about that bishop. Bring the bishop back. Yeah, that's an annoying move which I missed. Okay, now I can start to think about trading. Should be completely winning as per usual, but maybe f5 and then 0 in on the pawn, right? Queen, where do I put the queen? Queen f6. Queen e7. Yeah, I'm kind of going around the houses here. This is embarrassing. Okay, maybe I can go king a2. I can't even do that move. What's happening here? Maybe just grab the pawn. Yeah, amazing how it finds all this counterplay. And now I feel really uncomfortable, yeah. So I blundered that. Stupid. I can't even move that fucking knight. Now I'm pissed off. Rook here, it's losing. I'm still winning, even this position is still winning, but I've got no time. It's just a practical thing, really. Yeah. Yeah, it just shows how slow I am, or you know, it just needs to be faster. So it's got some kind of Philidor, but with a queen down. Yeah, I never thought I could ever lose to anything with a queen up. I never thought it was even possible. You know, I thought it was too strong to lose a queen up, but you know, you realise these things as you get older. That okay, well, it's giving me that, which is okay. I mean, that's not a bad development actually, because this is it should be a very simple position to win. Famous last words, as we are already aware. Maybe knight d2. I think the whole thing is not to panic as well, right? Yeah, it's just it's doing its little bluff again. It's got nothing here, but it's going to bluff me into thinking that it's got something. So my plan is now just to push, just try and win this pawn, right? So maybe here and then knight f5. Now I should win the pawn. Okay, that I'm also missed. Knight f3 should be good enough. Rook check. We start rook d8, try and win more material. Rook check. There's even this actually. Oh no, then I get mated. Take. Try and win this guy. Take. Come back. Again, getting short of time. I think as a human you would just win this easily, but it just finds a way to make yeah, I think 1 + 1 is just too much for me. It's like really, I'm gonna make it 3 + 3. Then we're gonna have 4 games of 3 + 3 because I just can't play. Okay, now I'm gonna get white. Right, so let's see what happens when I've got a bit more time. It should be a lot more comfortable. So actually, with the bishop here, now here it's got g5, so maybe this. Yeah, so somehow I haven't developed in the right way because okay, yeah, that's kind of also annoying. Yeah, because if I take, it wants to, yeah, maybe, and e5 doesn't really work. Knight d5, okay, knight d5, I don't know. Yeah, this has gone wrong already. I mean, it's admittedly still completely winning, but you don't really want to allow these pawns here, right? If I go, it's probably going to go bishop g4. It would go bishop g4. It's also not a bad move actually. Always done there. But yeah, having that time, like not having that time, is massive. I might even give back a piece here and claim this is like completely winning. Maybe start with queen f4. Not even worry about that pawn. Start a rook here. Queen d4 or bishop d5 also possible, right? Oh, what am I doing? I forgot actually that yeah, I could just take. I thought I had something defending that already. Well, this is like a technical win now because, well, the whole game is a technical win, but actually not so easy because so if I take and go queen g5, how is it defending the pawn? It doesn't want to defend the pawn. Yeah, this is a really rotten way to try and convert this advantage. I don't want to lose that pawn that quickly. I could go f4, but then it goes rook f. Yeah. So can I go? Can I get away rook h4? Am I going to get into trouble? I'm going to get into trouble because I don't really want the king here. Yeah, this has gone wrong. So now it's got ideas of going. Maybe queen d5 is possible. Then he goes rook f2, right? Yeah, this has obviously gone horribly wrong. Queen d4, and he goes rook e2. Oh, but maybe this. Because I wanted king a3, but then it's got check. Or that move. If I go check, yeah, it's going to be able to utilise the pawn somehow. Yeah, even this position it makes look like a forced win, which is crazy. Queen c3. Maybe queen c3 to hit the c7 pawn, try and get a bit of counterplay before it's too late. It's going to go c5 on me. This is a problem. Okay, we'll try to check. I can't take because of the rook h5 I wanted, but then it goes b2. The queen e5 looks natural, but the problem is it goes check and then it goes back. And then I'm in a bit of a mating. Yeah, somehow this rook h4 has caused me lots of problems. Now I feel like I'm going to get mated. It just seems to be a Houdini. It's a magician. Like, I mean, it could play a slow move like this and hope it's not forced mate. Okay, it wants to play a technical ending where it's going to be somehow... If I go queen f6, is it mate? Oh, it's mate. Okay. Yeah, that was a poor game by me. I was completely winning and I just blundered. And I had a lot of time actually in that game as well. Like, I didn't need to rush that much. I might have to restart my account to change my stats. But yeah, it just goes to show even queen odds is not straightforward. I suppose in a way it's inspiring because it shows, you know, how much you can put up a fight against your human opponent if you get into trouble. But it, at the same time, also demoralises you because it makes you realise just how weak you are. If that makes any sense. A4, yeah, but maybe H3 so I can go F4 without having to worry about knight G4. We'll start with this. I quite like this position. Yeah, it doesn't want to allow these kind of sacks. Like, oh, but now I will sack. Quite happy to sack. Maybe I shouldn't, but it's just trying to make the game a little bit easier to handle. Okay, it's bluffing a bit here because I think I can take the pawn. No, but I think I misjudged it because I thought I had queen h7, but it's got knight f6. So where do I put the queen? It's going to go f4 probably. Yeah. Try and meet the knight and then take on ideas. Maybe just this though. This should be good. Oh, that move I missed. So if I go here, it goes knight f6. Okay. Right, it doesn't want to allow. Maybe I'll start with this. Just to, maybe this. Try to go knight g1. Give myself extra security. Maybe this. If I take now. Okay, there's moves like bishop e1. It's very close to winning by force, but not quite. Maybe knight a5 and just it's bluffing again, isn't it? Oh, it wants bishop g4 maybe. Still not great, but okay. I mean, even this is totally winning. Queen g4, right? I'm too many pieces up. It doesn't want to lose that pawn, so it's got that, right? Aha, so now I've got to be careful with my king, right? Which I've not been because I've nearly walked into... I think I can go there. Yeah, rook a1 maybe. I mean, it actually hasn't got any threats on the king's side now. Maybe just start to break through over here. Bluff it a bit on the king's side. Rook a7 is possible. Maybe here. I think it's all about keeping control, really. This position should be completely winning. Mind you, the whole game, these whole positions, all these positions are completely winning. Start with check. Start with check. Now I can take. So it's all about trying to exchange some pieces. You realise actually that you want to exchange for just a comfort value. Yeah, so you might be wondering why I didn't take that. I think he was worried after rook d5, bishop c5, rook c5, king b6. It's too easy to win. That was his logic. But this should also be quite easy to win, right? Even for my standards. Because I think this is the difference. Like 1 versus 1, I would lose this position. I just know I would lose. But I feel like I'm probably going to win it. I'm probably going to. I know there's a lot of people in the comments are saying, "Oh yeah, you'd win that even 1 versus 1," but actually I don't. That's the point, you know. So now I've got to be careful about the stalemate. I don't see any stalemates yet. Just queen. Okay, let's move the knight in. Right, so I did win that one. Not very convincingly, but I won it. Yeah, I think you probably get better at this sort of stuff as well, don't you? You develop techniques for, like, you get more confident, you know, you're like, well, this will win, or you know. Yeah, because I always feel like whenever I've played queen odds against people, when I've been the queen down, I've always been worried about them playing aggressive moves or or exchanging pieces, you know, just making it complicated, right? Or just sort of like, or making it simpler, I should say. Like here, like even taking is not a bad option, but obviously positionally speaking, you don't want to make positional mistakes. But it's a positional mistake if the queens are on, but is it a positional mistake when, you know, when the queens are on? Because it clearly doesn't want to take here. It feels like that's too easy for white to handle that position. Maybe c3 just to reinforce the center. I'm playing this a bit passively though. This is not a very impressive game by me. So how do I dislodge that knight? Maybe I could go g4, even though it's weakening. So I want to go f4 now. Okay, start with taking. Maybe even d5, just to kill some of its action. Queen f3, rook f1. But it's making it tough. It's making it tough. Bishop f2 maybe. King h1 maybe. Yeah, I mean it's really made it very tricky for white. Maybe take. Okay, so this should be a good transaction because now I can exchange pieces. Rook g1. I take with the king. It wants rook h8, right? I take with the knight, so I'm defending f3. Knight g4 should be technically winning. No, knight g4, rook h8 is a big blow. Although even there, queen h8 is winning. Queen h8, knight f6. But I would probably fail to win it. There's knight e2 now, maybe. Queen f3, maybe just like how bad can queen f3 be? Legitimately. So kind of like send it in. I mean, even knight h4 followed by knight f5 is you know, want to kind of exchange pieces, right? So this is sort of in my wheelhouse of exchanging pieces. So bishop e2 maybe. Sorry, bishop d1 to go to e2. Yeah, funny how it doesn't even want to take. It doesn't even want to take the pawn. So now it's all about whether I can get my king over somewhere. Maybe again, yeah, it wants to go. I think now rook f4 is just winning. Oh, but it has maybe knight h5 actually. Yeah, so now I get this set up. This should be a easy to. I mean, obviously it's a very bad play to even allow this position, but this should be fairly straightforward technical win. Famous last words. Okay, so how do I actually convert this? That's the problem. So you maybe start with knight f4. So I kind of want to move the king back and maybe start with this and then put the bishops. So I've got some idea of maybe c4 actually. The c4 is like long-term win, is it? Or maybe not. Bishop e4. But then he's got bishop d1. Ah, but then check and knight c1 maybe. I wanted knight b2. Is knight b2 progress? Okay, this must be... Well, this is winning, right? I mean, there's something wrong with chess if it's not winning. Okay, so that's 2 wins in a row. Is that 2 wins in a row? No, 1 win in a row. I thought I won the last game. Oh no, there's 2 wins in a row, right? So let me try again, right? So I've now won 2 in a row. I think it does make a massive difference if you're playing. It's just so much hugely stronger than me. It's frightening. At least it destroys any ego problems you might be having. I think ego in chess is quite important. Yeah, this is also quite scary what it's doing here. Maybe knight c4. I need to start using my extra pieces. You know, I'm playing this game too passively. Maybe a4 and try and attack. b5. Okay, so wants to... Maybe I have to... I could even go a5 here. If it takes... I've got a huge attack. Could even take on b6. It's technically winning. Okay, so what's the knockout? Rook a7 is tempting. I think it may be too early. So do I go bishop c2 or bishop g4? Yeah, that move is annoying. It should be a force win. It feels like it should be, but maybe I'm trying too hard to win by force. Probably bishop e5 is it eventually later on it will go d6. Now obviously there's a danger it's going to do something with his pawns. Right. You start with this. Let's just get rid of that fucker. I've had enough for this. Okay, we'll take. No, actually we won't take. We'll go there. A bishop. Clearly I played this really disgustingly badly. I mean, this just goes without saying, but it should still be good. Oh, he's got... I thought I had that covered because I thought knight e2 is... I forgot he's got knight c3. It's really... I could have taken the rook last move as well to avoid this calamity. Queen d1 maybe. What's it threat? Again, it's possibly not got a threat, but doesn't matter. King e2, rook b1 is nasty, right? And maybe knight d2. Yeah, knight f1 or rook knight f1 maybe. Again, maybe king d2, but it feels a bit shaky now. Or rook g3 and then. Or queen g4, it's got knight e3. No, I don't want to go king g4. Queen g4. No, it's maybe king c2, right? Oh no. What the hell is this game? Is just weird, really weird. I want to put a king on d3 now, but it still doesn't feel secure. Queen f3 to limit its activity. Okay, I've had enough. No, I'm so tempted to take that off, but that would be stupid. So can I finally kick the rook with knight b3? Ah, for fuck's sakes. Okay, still probably winning this position. I was lucky actually I had that move. But yeah, this could go wrong, of course. It's going to go rook h3. I wasn't too worried about that. Maybe yeah, I should start with f4, of course. Maybe you start with taking. Knight d2, it will go. I thought it would go b5. It's got that move, which I missed. Knight f1 to g3, maybe. Yeah, this is a bad conversion. Really bad conversion. It's not just bad. It's terrible. Maybe knight f5. And now I'm very worried about this sort of. It does bluff a lot, but bluffs in a very effective way. Rook e5 maybe, just to try and. It's so important to win this pawn. Okay, what takes? Oh, okay, very clever idea, right? If knight e3, if it takes, I mean takes, I should be able to hold that. What if I or d5 first? Does that make any difference? This is again where you need a bit more time, right? If I go d6 here, maybe it's got a perpetual, but maybe objectively that's what I should do because of the time situation. I'd probably lose otherwise, right? I mean, I feel like this is possibly winning, but oh, okay, he's actually not even interested. He's got so little respect for me that he just wants to play on any position. I don't blame it. I mean, given what's happened so far, it's perfectly understandable. Start a check. It's really got a very high contempt factor, which is understandable. The thing is, you just know you're not going to win this kind of position, right? You know you might hold it if you're lucky. Well, I'm probably not even going to hold it because of the time, but I'm definitely not going to win it. Yeah, and I feel like I need to start advancing that pawn, but it's got bishop c5 ideas, or that move which I've missed as well. Try and put the rook on d5 and hope. It's not even allowing me any simple exchanges, right? I go there to control the bishop. Maybe now I start pushing the pawn. I don't think I'm winning, but okay, now I'm worried about, of course I'm worried about, if rook g6, is that a draw? Oh no, it can't even, it's not even allowing me to. Yeah, it's amazing how it somehow manages to draw, to actually win this. I can't even make a simple draw, right? Okay, start with that and then move the rook somewhere. You know, that's what you would logically think. You're not going to lose, right? But of course I will. Knight b4. I've got to watch out for bishop b4s later. Rook d8 maybe. Knight d5. Okay, c7. Okay, even I'm not going to lose this, surely. I mean, come on, man. Fuck you. This is contempt factor on another level. It's struggling to win this. But of course I was winning the various. Again, it shows how tough it is to convert a winning position properly. You know, even after I lost the queen in this game, I was totally winning. But it's hard to win. Hard to win a chess game. You know, if your opponent puts up utmost resistance. I mean, this is, come on, this is embarrassing now. What is it doing? It really thinks it can win this. Okay, finally. Finally. That was the longest game we had. 133 moves. I'm tilting though because I feel like I should be ahead. I think if Yeah, I mean, I've closed the gap quite a lot. I haven't, 2.5 out of 3 last few games. Okay. Well, we know that it goes h6 in these kind of positions, so let's start with this. Let's go here. A3. I'm a bit worried about E5. No, it won't go E5 yet. Maybe this anti-Dutch is rubbish for white. Okay, he's bluffing again. Yeah, E5. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it wanted E5. Of course, objectively not very good, but annoying. I could go knight E2 because E4. You can always go bishop C4. Oh, that move I missed, which is stupid. Yeah, it's really dumb. You don't really want to allow F4, which starts to get very complex and a bit unpleasant. It's going to go. I thought it would go F4, but this is also not bad. Really played this very, very poorly, And you see my extra queen is not really playing here, which makes a huge difference. Now I don't even feel like I'm better, objectively better anymore because it's going to go F4. I wanted to go F4, I thought, but okay, I need to exchange some pieces. Even if it's bad, I need to get some pieces off the board. Can I go G4 here? The idea just, shutting down the king side. Start with this. Wow, that's a really crazy idea. I played a game against you yesterday where it was like it was a piece down game, or maybe it was even earlier this morning. And at one point, it just gave up a piece for nothing because it wanted to. Okay, maybe bishop e2 is a move. Yeah, once knight f6, right? Yeah, it gave up a piece for nothing just because it wanted to attack, even though it was already down a piece. I was like, this is insane, right? Okay, maybe h3. Just to slow down G4 ideas. Good trade. Yeah, a lot of time. There's a problem. A lot of time I don't really take my time on these. Okay, now I'm going to move the bishop. It's got G4 though. I'm noticing. It's now G4 is what it wants to do. Okay, I'll let it do its plan. And then I'm going to have to get out the queen now, of course. It's not even allowing me to get the queen because it wants more. Okay, so now I trade, right? So this is the position. Yeah, king G2. It's going to go rook G5 check. So what is the material count now? I'm a rook and a piece up. So it should be completely winning. Okay, let's go here for now. There's actually bishop h4 takes rook h3, which is totally winning. Yeah, but this is lost. It's lost, but of course it'll find a way to make it tricky. Start with check maybe. King f3 wants king b6. No, it couldn't allow me to. The problem was I was maybe threatening to win its knight. So I had to allow. But I think actually that's where it could even be improved because it's not so easy to work out how to trap its knight. I think it was knight was getting trapped. That's why when it didn't go king b6. But giving up the pawn this way actually is probably quite poor. Okay, not for me to criticise the computer, but still it's got ideas. It wants to go knight d2. So. Maybe I sort of, but now I think, well, I can win. It does win the d4 pawn though. But maybe it's quite important not to allow it to. It's got knight c2, which is kind of annoying. Okay, I'm assuming this is winning. This must be winning because I'm so many pawns up on this. Oh my god, that move I missed as well. This is really careless. Okay. Knight a2, if d6, b4. Actually, I'm getting short of time again. Yeah, very poor. Yeah, very poor effort. Yeah. So knight v1, d6, rook e5. Okay, we now have rook v5. We now can take the pawn. It should be winning. Yeah. Okay, I scored 3.5. No, hang on. Yeah, I've scored 3.5 out of the last 4 against it. So I'm starting to get the hang of it now with a slightly longer time control, and I'm getting white. But still, it's ahead. Okay, call that bluff and go there. Yeah, it doesn't want to. Maybe this. Some point it might go b5, right? That's what it wants. Okay, got to shut that down. Maybe bishop f4. Try to go queen e3 and e5. Don't really want a castle just yet because it's going to go b5 or auto move. Yeah, that's the move I feared. Because maybe e5 and just give out the exchange, right? Because this is tremendous. This is winning material. Yeah, so now this should be like a fairly trivial conversion. Famous last words. I think now I can castle queenside because I've got to watch out for bishop h6, which I've missed. Because like d6, bishop h6, although even then queen h6, rook h6, d7, takes. It's got rook h1 there at the end. But then you go knight d2. I mean, that's winning, but do you even want... I mean, it's stupid to even think about doing that sort of thing. I think about doing because I'm like, you know, you get paranoid about what it's going to do to you if you don't make exchanges. It's only got so much it can do, like when it's material down like this. Okay, so bishop d3 is possible, just to make progress. Of course it'll go check. Now king c2. Okay, so now Ken is bluffing. It's bluffing. I couldn't even go knight b5. It's completely winning. Yeah, so bishop e5 you kind of want to do. Yeah, this is actually that move I missed. There is queen c5, but yeah, so queen d6 is possible. Because this is also, yeah, it couldn't allow that. So now it's just game over, right? Even bishop g6 is winning. Bishop g6 is just completely winning. Don't even need to take that. It should be a mating attack. Yeah, it realises it's getting mated. So that was more. So actually now I'm on a roll now, yeah? Now I've got 4.5 out of the last. I'm booting it around. I'm like a bully, you know. I'm bully, you know, with my extra queen. And it says it's 2,000. I think it's stronger than that. I mean, I beat 2,000 players like every game. Admittedly, not every game, obviously, but like you know, large percentages of games. But yeah, I mean. It makes a massive difference that it's Yeah, bishop g4 it wants. So maybe knight g5 to exchange some pieces, because now I get knight e4. Because it's always a good idea to exchange pieces when you're queen up, right? So this should be a fairly trivial conversion. Again, I'm not worried about bishop h2 because, again, it has to bluff a lot, you know, because here, like, as well, you know, why can't you take the pawn? I mean, queen b5 as well, right? It's funny how chess has changed, because, you know, there was a period where, you know, it felt almost sane, but now we're losing to engines that are giving us queen odds. I was reading this book by Korchnoi about Korchnoi the other day, and I was thinking, you know, it's like you know, it's like a sort of almost like okay, we'll now get more exchanges, right? So I get to exchange that one. Okay, I probably shouldn't have gone for that, because there were easier ways to convert this advantage. But I'm just simply a whole queen up. So now I get to exchange the rooks as well. Rook d1 may be possible. Yeah. Again, you know, because it's limited in what it's actually even threatening here, because bishop d7, you know, you're just going to wipe. So I couldn't even just do a Korchnoi and wipe out his pawn, right? So this sort of position should be very trivial to win. Even f5 here, actually. f5 is game over, because now I get to exchange the rook. Now I get rook d7. Yeah, this sort of thing is simple. So maybe I'm too strong, you know, like 4 versus 3. Once you get the hang of it, so three, you know, with the extra time, I'm probably too strong to give a queen to. I wonder if they ever got stronger. You know, let's say you're playing God, and you're a queen up. Would it actually be favourite? You know, it's just playing absolutely perfect chess. Like, this is kind of like about as close as it gets. But okay, we're just going to queen the pawn, checkmate. Okay, so I've now won 5.5 out of last 6. But it's not very impressive because I'm queen up, yeah. So I want to close the gap to where it's. Yeah, okay, I'm going to play aggressively again. Yeah, right, aggressively again. I'm starting to get more confident now. I feel like I'm getting the hang of playing this monster. But admittedly, there's nothing to shout about, because, you know, it's a queen down. So, you know, it's nothing to boast about the fact I've beaten it. At the end of the day, it's just much better than me. Okay, let me take that. Again, go for, yeah, that's an annoying move, actually. Knight b5 is possible. Try and win the rook. Okay, but of course you take it. Maybe you go bishop d6. Well, you confidently go here, and then this move I missed. Yeah, because it wants to. Shit. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Bishop e5. Take on it. Bishop e5 probably winning, because. Yeah, this is winning, but it's not as simple as it should have been, and therefore probably no longer favourite. I mean, knight e5 again, it has to bluff a lot, because maybe knight e5 is winning by force, but it's got rook e8 actually. There's also rook h6, bishop g5, queen b6, and then queen a5. Sorry. Okay, so but queen a5 I think is winning, right? Oh, it wants to go bishop c7. Crazy defense. It shouldn't be sufficient. I mean, queen h8 is winning, or queen f6 should be winning, right? Okay, this I missed. Queen h4 though. So king f1 should be good. Maybe it wants g3 or something. Oh, he wants to take the pawn, but I don't think he can take the pawn. Yeah, so rook h8 now, I think. Yeah, of course I don't really want to take on c8. I think that's too early. It's still got an active rook. Maybe f3 is an option. Because if rook f3 looks a bit scary, but I think if I can get away with it, it's a good option. Yeah, that I missed as well. Maybe c5. What's its again? You wonder what its threat is. Like, this is just really confusing position. I mean, what is it even threatening? What am I doing? I don't get any of this. I want to really activate this rook. Okay, now I trade. I have to trade, right? The queen g4 should be good. Queen g4. Okay, I mean, you could be really cynical to take the rook here, but I think that's too much. Okay, this wins, because I think you can take and then go c7. And you win technically. It's a stupid way to win, but... No, it's a really stupid way to win, but... Well, this is completely winning. This is what I mean about the conversion. Like, it's not a very good way to convert, but it should be enough. Because I can just play this... With the extra piece, I wouldn't be certain I'd win this. Sorry, without it, if I was just a piece up, I wouldn't be confident winning this against the engine, which sounds crazy because even that would be completely winning. But I think with this kind of scenario, it should be good enough, right? Good there, yeah. Now I can just do this, and this is just like kaput. Yeah, so having white as well is actually a big advantage with the extra queen. Okay, so what's that? That's now 6.5 at last 7 with the queen up. I want to be up against it, so I'm going to keep going until I'm up against it. Yeah, it's quite a clever sacrifice because it kind of lures my queen out to a square where you can attack it. Yeah, now it's also annoying. Yeah, this kind of now it's got this bishop g4 ideas. It's actually very annoying. Completely failed to appreciate that. So maybe this. So if I take on g4 and go d5, I win an extra piece. Or even d5, or do I? No, maybe I don't. Maybe queen g3, right? Because I wanted to go here. Because now, what am I now? I'm now rook up. So this is maybe a reasonable way to convert, because now I can just take with a king. And then this should be a fairly trivial conversion, right, in theory. Of course, it's attacking the bishop now. Probably should have just taken on c6, of course. My last move was idiotic. You know, the grand scheme of things, it's also stupid as well. Yeah, I was really dumb. Really stupid to do that. Now it's just game on now. Okay, I'm going to go for the attack. So I open up the 8. This should be good if I've got this at fault. Actually, no. This is how many did the exchange up? Right, I misjudged this. Yeah, which that means I won't win anymore probably. I could go b4 with the idea of rook a6, but it'll defend perfectly, which it always does when it's under pressure. Yeah, I misjudged this. I thought it was more, but I thought it would still be a rook up even after this, even after losing a bishop. So of course I should have taken on c6 earlier, which I would have just been a whole rook up. Now it's very, very unclear position. I want to double rooks. Okay, but now at least I get to exchange a pair of rooks, which is quite important. So technically I'm still doing well, but actually that's... Maybe I was tempo with bishop a6. Got to be careful about this whole configuration. Rook d1 is an option. Or rook a3 looks a bit weird, but might be a good option. This pawn is now weak. There is f3. I don't have g3 now, which is kind of annoying as well. Maybe knight e2. Can I get away with that? There's bishop c4, but then he's got... Yeah, it's about... I think a lot of this is about finding the right configuration for your pieces. So now I need to move the rook back. So this is a kind of interesting scenario where I'm a lot better in ending, but it's not like a huge material advantage like it was. There's even bishop f7 here, knight f7, rook a7 check. Can I get away with that? I feel like that might be a blunder somehow. Like, he's probably going to go for like some bishop g7 and... okay, I think I can take that pawn. Wow, it's just going to go there, right? Again, I could take on c6. Want to get rid of some material? Yeah, that's annoying. King e1 maybe. No, but of course now I haven't... Yeah, I was really stupid to allow... Yeah, so even this position, but it's really stupid to allow him to win the piece back. That was really dumb. Now I'm pissed off. I mean, that's now I would definitely lose because it's so strong. Like, it would just find a way to win now. Maybe rook d1 start with. Okay, knight d4. Knight f5 I wanted. But knight f5 it does have, yeah, it's got, I mean, maybe c4, yeah. Got to try and get active. Rook d3. No, I blundered. I'm getting short of time. Maybe rook f4 actually. G4 and then I wanted to put the king on g2. Can I get away with king g2? My rook's starting to get compressed. There is g5. Knight g3. I can't go rook c2, but I could go there. Clever. Yeah, but I can take this now, right? If f4, start to roll forward, right? Rook here. Oh, no, okay, knight g3. No, he's got knight g3, he's got... I'll be very careful. Rook e8 maybe. Now knight g3. Aha. A rook e1. I mean, what it does here is just mind-boggling. Like, you know, how he's able to find all these moves is just completely bizarre, right? That it makes it difficult, so difficult to convert. Yeah, and I just don't have enough time now to convert this. If I'm even better now, I don't even know if I am. Like, a wed up at the rook probably was also a mistake. Rook e5. I mean, give me a break, you evil monster. Rook here. What's its threat? Let's just... But clearly he doesn't want to... There's something he doesn't want to do here. Oh, maybe knight g3 now because... Yeah. Because he didn't want to take because of... We're now knight f5, right? Yeah, this is a technical draw. Now I should be able to hold this. This is the best I can do. I mean, you should not lose this. How's it? I mean, could even go here. Yeah, now, well, it's got no pieces left, so I can even take, right? So I should draw this now. Well, even now, it's, yeah, okay. So I didn't lose that game, even though I thought I was going to lose that game. I drew it. So I'm making progress again in the Great Gormali versus Leela Queen odds bot. This is quite a close match, as we can see, right? We're quite closely matched when it's a queen up, when it's queen down, sorry. Which is quite shameful. It's quite close, but okay, we'll just castle. We're gonna go for the attack now. Fuck this computer. We're going for the attack. We want to have ideas of queen b3, bishop c. Maybe start with a4. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, because now e4 is also weak. It's amazing how it just gets play out of nowhere. It just gets play out of nowhere. So I could take on e5 and go knight c4. How about, oh no, it was castle queen side. Maybe queen b3 is an idea. Again, my knight c4 now goes c6. Okay, so let's just exchange. Let's just, stop screwing around. Yeah, it's actually not worked out very well for me because this bishop e4 idea is if I move the knight now. So this is quite poorly played by me. Quite poorly played. Could play b4 maybe, just try and open up some lines. Don't know what that is. Okay, even b5, yeah, and then c4, and then bishop b2 or something, or c5 also possible. c5, no, we'll go d. A d takes c5, a take on e5, it'll go back with a knight probably somewhere. Or bishop b2 is another option. Yeah, that I missed. As actually should have allowed that option. Because if I take, the idea as a rook is yeah, easy to miss. But I think, yeah, and also ideas of bishop e3 are very annoying. It's very annoying. Bishop e, yeah, I should have, bishop b2 was a big blunder. There is rook a3 actually, although that does drop the e7 pawn, the e4 pawn. He doesn't even want the e4 pawn. Okay, now I'm going to admit my blunder and just go back. Yeah, because now you start getting desperate. You're like, well, I can't see a way to break through. Should I go for sacrifice on a5 or something, right? You know, it's what you start worrying about. Okay, could take and go knight c6. But, oh, for fuck's sakes. Just completely missed that. The rook was hanging. It's completely, well, now it's, just a terrible blunder. Just a terrible blunder. Admittedly, this is still winning, of course. Rook d1 is, yeah, if you don't panic, this is still winning. So maybe, okay, yeah. So it's still completely winning, actually, but I'm already panicking because I blundered a rook for nothing. So you want to go here. Wow, I mean, this is the most amazing defense of all time if it works, but I don't think it works because I think I'm going to just, yeah, once you get that exchange, it should be fairly trivial, right? Because I'll probably take with a queen now. Although, yeah, still not that easy because what do you do? Maybe a5 takes and then rook a1 or something. Oh, but of course that move I missed. If I go b6 though, is that maybe winning somehow? Yeah, totally missed by me. This, maybe not a5 though, because now I can take out the queen. That's quite important. Start with a check. Yeah, now it's just kind of... we had something similar to this earlier, didn't we? Which, as we already established, is not easy to convert. I want to go here and try... I've got to try and grab this pawn, but it's got rook d6. Can I grab the pawn? Wow, that move's crazy. Oh, I get what it wants. It wants to go rook... Don't think it can quite get away with that though. Or even rook b1 maybe with a mating attack. No, it's going to keep doing that. I mean, his ideas it comes out with are just like insane, right? So, what is its threat? Okay, start with check. I want to go h4, but now h6. I want rook g4, right? So maybe start with that. But now I can take, because it's no longer mate, right? Or do I just go h6 and then just win trivially? There's no threat, right? Just keep going. Check. Okay, now I can win this. Yeah, so it's playing like pretty much perfect chess, but I'm just too strong for it. I mean, I'm playing even better. Okay, so nearly caught it up now. Okay, so I think it just makes a massive difference if you've got more time. That you've got time to think about this stuff. So I think it just shows really how weak humans are at 1 minute. In a way, this whole exercise is just you know, that's why you get such disparities at 1 minute. You get like human players who are 3,300 and I'm only like 2,700 on a good day maybe. You know, because they're so fast or they're just so good. Yeah, once you start getting confident, it starts feeling easy. Like in a lot of these games, it just starts feeling easy that I'm going to convert the extra piece. The extra queen, right? We could start with that move. Like this kind of position just feels like trivial. We could go e5, try and cut off that pawn. Even bishop d2 is good. Take the pawn. I shouldn't have allowed that. I should have just taken on b5, I think, but okay, whatever. Okay, maybe just take now and start to break through with f5. Of course, I want to go f5. I want to get active. You can go knight c5 again. Go for more exchanges, right? Okay, yeah, that I shouldn't have allowed. But okay, this should be winning attack now. How do you win it? Maybe rook here and then rook b6. Oh, okay, that's clever, yeah. But I don't think he's really got an attacker on the king's side now. I could even take again, but knight e5 is appealing. Yeah, I mean, you could even take to kind of reduce some of the material and then, you know, believe that your advantage will be enough, but I think maybe that's a bit premature. There is knight e5, but then that pawn's dropping. Maybe rook e1, and it's just about control, right? Rook e2 maybe now. And then bring the rook across. Yeah, it's just finding ways to make it awkward for me. Knight e5 now I think is good. I want to bring the knight to c4 and then b6. Now get another exchange. I can take that. And now rook b1. Now get another exchange. Okay, now this should be fairly easy. Now I just push pawns. Could even take. No, take is really bad because of knight f3. That's all I've got to watch out for. Maybe rook e5 just eliminate the knight. Yeah. I almost feel sorry for it at this point. But not quite. But it has been a lot easier with the extra time. It has been a hell of a lot easier. Because you just... A queen is too much to give a GM, I think I've realised. Although, you know, obviously I didn't make it look like it earlier in the session. Having that extra time has been massive. Okay, so now let's try and go ahead. I mean, to be honest, if I played it sensibly, I'd probably be like, you know, one every game almost. But that's quite a clever move as well. Yeah, it's always got ideas like knight c6. I think I could even think about e5 here. Yeah, I wanted to do this, and then yeah, but admittedly, this is probably not a great way to try and convert, is it? And try and take that. Because I have lost a rook for that. There's queen h5, try and displace it, and knight e2. Yeah, this is totally winning, of course. Totally winning. Totally winning. Totally winning. What are you doing, computer? You're so stupid. You're a very stupid computer. Yeah, once e5, I think. E5 I can always meet with. Yeah, so start again, threatening to exchange. Again, this is too much material, I think. Queen h7, just crudely grabbing more material. I'm starting to realise that's actually a good policy now. Just start grabbing as much. Even though I'm going to lose. Well, no, that's stupid. I shouldn't have gone for that. I mean, that was really dumb, actually. Even though technically this is winning, like, maybe I got a bit cocky there. Because now I feel like I'll probably draw this. It's just like, it's like a piece and a pawn up. And now I'm looking for ways to try and make a draw, right? Okay, maybe a4. There are moments where I've rushed this. Okay, of course you want to take, right? Ah, fucking blundered again. Yeah, this is getting stupid now. Okay. Maybe the rook and pawn endgame is winning. But of course that was moronic. That was properly moronic. That was really stupid. Like knight b6 you want to play, right? Because I think knight b6 is a technical... Well, is it? It's not that easy. Can make me work for it, definitely. I'll try knight b6 because this is safe. I should not lose now, at least. It's a safe conversion, I think, in terms of I'm not going to lose probably. Okay, first you're attacking a4. So I need to do some... well, actually, maybe I could lose this. Because... yeah, there's a problem. I missed that. I mean, you don't want to go necessarily give it the f pawn. There is moves like rook e1 and then rook e2, but do I want to give it the f pawn? I might have to try that. Yeah, this is my idea, and then try and do something with it with these pawns, but I think this kind of position is technically winning, but it's awkward. So one thing I could do is activate the king. Okay, now start to push the pawns, or I'm worried about king d6. Probably not that worried yet. Rook b5. Got to be slightly careful that it doesn't get the pawn to f2 and then I end up losing. If I go a6, it's got rook a1. Rook f5 might be the winning try. Then you put the king on b2. And then can I push the pawn to b5? Does that make any sense? Oh, maybe it's a draw now. Oh, yeah, it's a clever draw. Yeah, I'm probably going to lose if I... Well, it's not necessarily threatening f2 yet. It's threatening like rook check and then f2. I think now what... It wants to go rook b1 and f... No, it doesn't want... Okay, so push the pawn, right? Ah, but now... But still king c4. Does that make any difference? Say king c4. Because now... Oh, okay, so maybe this is now like a technical draw because I have to... I can't hide the king anywhere. I could put the king on b3 and a rook on b2, but if I could put the king on b3, it goes king b6, right? Which I think is a draw. So he's got a miracle draw, you know, fair play. From a queen down, incredible. Imagine how frustrated you'd be if you were losing these games, like... If you were failing to convert these games against a human opponent, you know, and you couldn't beat a human opponent queen down because it's a computer. You're like, actually, it's not that. It's not that disconcerting because you know how strong they are. Okay, rook f5, but yeah, I feel like this is a draw now. I mean, I really generally don't believe that. I think this is actually just a draw. I don't see a way to win it. I'm like draw begging now. I'm worried that he'll try and beat me. This is just ridiculous. Oh, okay. So it's me the king, which is slightly surprising. So maybe it actually thinks this is still winning for me in some weird way. I don't really see how. I'll offer a draw. Even he's still like humiliatingly refuses my draw offer. This is like world level contempt, world class contemptness. It's not very interesting. What was it? Was that ending winning? Nah, it's all drawn. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I failed to win that game, but I'm still on a bit of a roll. So let's go white. Of course you get tired after a while. The computer never gets tired. Another advantage that it has. It never gets tired. Start with knight d2. We know it doesn't want to exchange pieces, so let's go there. He's gone there, right, okay, well I'm quite happy with that. In fact, I should have gone queen check, of course. In fact, I'll go queen check now. It would seem before that actually having that queen out a bit too early is probably a mistake. Because maybe that's what I learned from these things before, where it's going bishop g4, like... which is kind of... Yeah, I shouldn't have allowed this. It wants to go rook a5, I think. Okay, yeah, that's actually annoying because yeah, I misjudged this because knight f3 now has got... Okay, knight f3, knight e5 maybe, I don't know. Yeah, a queen is a little bit awkward now. Could end up losing the queen. Okay, yeah, this is where you make the big decision. Do you give up the queen? No. But there is queen f4, so I feel like that's maybe a bit too early. Now get to exchange some pieces with bishop. I probably should have just gone for the c4 here as well, right? Take, knight takes. No, I don't really want that. Knight h4 is an option. Yeah, this has gone wrong. I don't like this anymore. I feel like this is... I don't see why it's bad, but I'm just concerned that it looks a bit awkward. Queen g2 maybe. Rook e1 and... Maybe knight f1 and try and go bishop d2 or something. Bishop d2. That moves, yeah. That's what I'm saying about. It's fucking. But I could go queen g3. Is it the end of the? You know, it's not great. Rook e6 is now possible. And something like knight e3 is probably good, right? Or rook e1. I do rook e8. Is it going to line up with like knight f5? I don't think so. There's knight e3, that's really critical move. Yeah, so now I could get out the queen. I think this is where you go out the queen, right? Because there's so much material. Ah, okay, set up a trick. It wants knight c2. You think like it wants knight e6, but it wants, sorry, knight d3 or bishop. So let's get rid of that. Okay, let's get rid of that. So that's some material. There's bishop c6, but then it's got rook h5. Okay, that is still winning because of bishop d5 is also possible, right? But again, he goes knight f4. We established that already. There's d5 with the idea. D5 might be the d5 knight ace, knight f4 is a bit of cack. So I don't want to really lose that pawn, but I think this is winning. So now maybe something like knight c2 just to control the knight, and rook here. Okay, at the moment it's got also d5, and now something like bishop c3, and then knight d4 should be sufficient, because it's basically just, yeah, even rook d8 now. A knight is way short of like a perpetual. I just allowed it. Okay, so finally I took the lead. Did I take the lead there? Finally I'm up. Which is crazy, right? It took me this long to get ahead. But yeah, with the extra time, you see I've only it's turned around completely, because it was like I did lose a couple maybe early on where I was 3 against 2, but probably because I was still in that kind of 1 minute mode. But as soon as you start calming down a bit and you take your time, it's just too easy. Of course, it's got d6. I actually was worried about d6 there. Maybe this. Yeah, I think it's too much to give it. You know, hopefully. I mean, it should be really. I mean, there's something wrong with me if I can't win from an extra queen. It's just such a huge advantage, right? Okay, I'll even allow it to capture. It didn't want us to take. Knight d2, maybe. No, but knight d2 it could take there. Could go e4, but yeah, that's kind of annoying. But bishop f5 maybe. And then just castle. No, that move I missed. So it wants. Yeah, not done a very good job here. Although what the advantage I got here is that I've already made some exchanges, so that's something. Maybe rook here and then rook here. Yeah, now I'll go d5. I mean, I can't really take on. Yeah, maybe c4 just to stop it going d5. Because rook d3 goes e4, right? Which I don't really want. Although even then rook d7 is technically winning, but yeah, of course you don't really want to allow that position. It's a long-term problem. The knight d2. Okay, I think knight d2 is good enough. My idea maybe to put the rook on d5 and just say, well, look, I'm happy for you to take, because I feel like it's just too easy. As g3. Maybe c4 actually. Okay, one idea is queen b1 maybe. I've got an idea in mind, which is to give out the piece on e4 and trying to convert that way. Like knight e4 I think is just really simple because his king's too open. Bishop f5 is possible, bishop g6 maybe is possible, and then take. Yeah, I mean surely it can't defend this. Although it's attacking maybe queen d3 just to defend the pawn for now. Yeah, that's stupid really. I mean, okay, the question is how do I make progress? Something like f4 should be good actually. Just to open lines, but I'm a little bit concerned that I want to take that way. And then go rook f2 and try and trade. h3 is like their rook's a blocker now. A bishop's a blocker. So the point long term is on try and exchange. Maybe even rook e5 actually is good. Yeah, I didn't even want to, because rook h5 I want. Can I get away with, is rook h5, if that wins, it wins. And then go here. Now I get to trade, right? So this is all making progress for me. Queen d5. Trade. But even queen d6, I mean, you know, that's what you reduce to when you're playing these monsters. It's a completely ridiculous move, queen d6, but it's so easy to convert. It should be so easy to convert this because of the extra material. Completely ridiculous move. But now I just, okay, I could put the pawn on g5 and then the king on f5. That's, I was meant to do king f5 first. Okay. Shouldn't make a difference. Shouldn't make a difference. King f4, put the king on g4. Now I get to push the pawns, right? Okay, really horrible way to convert, but at the end of the day it doesn't matter, you know. Maybe this is the key, you know, you just go for these. Like f7 now wins, I think. Yeah, now it has to do that move. Maybe I could even zugzwang it. Well, I should be careful about the stalemates. Let's avoid the stalemates. a4. Okay, I think I'll stop there, but that was quite a good session, and 16-14 in the end. But as we saw, it was much easier to win the games when I had the extra time. So I think if you're really serious and like, let's say take it to extreme, let's say it's classical, I'll probably win every game, you know, or pretty much every game, because it's just too big an advantage, you know, and the computer, there's not much it can do. But it's still scary, the level it plays to, and clearly 1 versus 1. You know, I think I won 1 game, right? Or like at a faster time control, but I think maybe I won 1 game, yeah. But it's just so tough when you're playing quicker time control. Anyway, thanks for watching. You know, let me know your challenge, you know, whether you would challenge it, Queen Odds, or let me know. Maybe I'll film it, I'll record it live and do some commentary on it. You know, if you're going to play, if one of the viewers is going to play it like Queen Odds or Piece Odds, I'd be fascinated to see. Thank you.